Hi everyone, and welcome. So I'm trying to go live as much as I can, at least a few times a week. It's not in a set time that I can tell you yet. So as I'm studying from many of the writings, and specifically in the 10 Luminous Emanations by my teacher, the Rav, there are so many powerful secrets, spiritual, powerful ideas that they can relate, as I feel, to each one of us in our life journey. So I want to share with you just one idea. I believe that you heard many times in different lessons, sessions, throughout your spiritual studies about the idea that time is an illusion. Time is a concept that the Kabbalists would relate it as an illusion. And one of the ideas behind it is that from the moment your heart desires something, from the moment your mind is being awakened with certain desire, wish, something that you feel that you want, not necessarily that you express it. However, between your essence and the universe, there is no need to express the desires if you want something from an individual and you just wish that they would get what you want telepathically. When it comes to the relationship between you and the force and the creator, there is no need really to express, since your desire is the signal that your essence sends to the universe. And since, as we learn in 10 Luminous Emanations, as Rav Ashlag explains, as the Zohar explains, as the Rav explains, since the creator, you can relate it or to refer it to the universe, the creator doesn't have any other desire but to fulfill any vessel, any awakened vessel. The moment that you want, the creator wants to provide. It is like you think about the relationship between a little baby and the parent, right? The moment that the baby cries, desires something, is uncomfortable with something, or is in a need, the parent tendency and instant desire, it is to fulfill this desire. And this is the one singular desire of the creator, to fulfill all your needs. Sometimes our brain, our logic, it's difficult to understand this idea, since we live life and we want so many things and we don't necessarily experience the fulfillment for those desires. So our mind goes to all different type of conclusions about analyzing the way the universe works. So thankfully, at least we have a source of wisdom, the Zohar and Kabbalah, that can give us some guide and kind of navigation system about the way it works. So the first idea is that from the moment your desire opens up, the creator desire is to fulfill it right away. There is no time. The second, we know that there is a process that we're going through. We don't usually experience this kind of what the creator wants to give. We don't experience it right away. In the process, there are two things that you need to pay attention to. The first is that the level of your desire does not being diminished, because many times over time we get frustrated and we kind of giving up on certain desires. And of course, we speak about positive desires that we have. So many times what happens in the process is that we just giving up because we don't see a way to fulfill the desire. The first thing that you need to pay attention to in your spiritual kind of journey is that those desires that being awakened inside of you, you want, if you haven't met your soulmate, you want to meet your soulmate. If you have your soulmate, but you want to deepen the relationship, the connection, you feel that there can be much more than what it is at the moment. If it is in your professional life, if it is in your spiritual life, in any compartment of your life where you find that there is a new, bigger level of desire being awakened, first thing you want to pay attention is that this desire is not being diminished, is not going down. The second thing is that within the process, the requirement from the moment you have the desire is to allow yourself to construct the spiritual vessel for this fulfillment the Creator wants to give you, to find a way to land within you. Now, the revelation of any fulfillment that you ask for is truly dependent on, let's call it, the space that you have inside of you to contain this fulfillment. Now, if you ask for something and something is not ready in you for this fulfillment to become manifested, it doesn't matter how much the universe wants to give it to you, there's no room in you. So the second thing, after connecting into your desire and not letting this desire to become diminished, the second thing that you want to pay attention to is that you work with the process, with the universe, with the guides, and you will receive it. If you really want it, if you will pay attention to it, you will receive it. To work with this process, to create the room inside of you, to create kind of an expansion inside of you that will allow now this additional fulfillment that you desire to find the room to become manifested inside of you. If you don't create the room for the fulfillment, if you don't increase your capacity as much as you want it and as much as the universe wants to give it to you, it cannot become manifested. Many times it will manifest in kind of a negative experience as additional pressure in your life. Any type of pressure that you feel, we all feel in life pressure. It is just the mindset, the consciousness that makes the difference. Anytime that you feel the pressure in life, practically the pressure in relationships that you have in your professional lives, again, any area of your life, anytime you feel pressure, it signifies a spiritual condition that there is more fulfillment that tries to penetrate and to come into you, but there is no room inside of you. You need to create more room. You need to increase the capacity. How do we do that? How do we increase the capacity? This is the $1 billion question, right? And obviously I cannot answer the whole thing in few minutes. This streaming is just few minutes. But I do want to give you one of the main ideas and one of the main tools. In the process, from the moment the desire is being awakened, things start to happen. Some of them you recognize as positive, as if it's going in the right direction, and some of it you experience it as negative. You call it pressure, stress, things don't work, challenges, some blockages, whatever it is, okay? So there is some things that you would consider as supporting you in the process and something that you would consider as not supporting you in the process. In the process, it's very important to develop, I would call it the energy inside of you, but it is really the consciousness inside of you. It is the perception inside of you to clarify something for yourself, so that from the moment you desire something, anything that is going to happen in the process, is going to work for you. It's going to work for you. So for instance, the positive directions we're all clear about, but what about the negative things, right? You want things to happen in a faster way and they don't happen. How can it work for you? Everything that happens in the process is happening exactly in the way that your vessel needs it in order to transform to a higher level of energy, frequency, capacity. So when things seem to be not working in the way that you want them to work, or not moving forward, or not moving in the direction towards manifesting the fulfillment that you want to draw into your life, pay attention to where your mind goes. Is it going outside? Is it going into the external? Or is it going inward? Is it going internally? From the moment that you set up your mind, and I'm not saying it is easy, you need to pay attention every moment where your mind goes. Your mind is the biggest enemy, usually, because usually we don't control it. Thoughts coming in and out without control most of the time. But when you practice to take control over the mind, and you realize in this moment something triggered my thoughts, my mind, to go in negative direction. I don't want to allow my mind to go in negative direction. I want to pay attention when it is happening, and I want to bring back the control into where I want it to be. One of the biggest issues that we have is that we don't pay attention where our mind goes. So if you set up your mind from the beginning of each day, and you set up different reminders even throughout the day, that everything that will happen in the process towards manifesting your wish, your desires, is happening for one reason, to allow you to go through a certain level of transformation that will expand your capacity. If each one of us would know exactly what is the transformation that is required in order to increase the capacity, spiritual capacity, to allow more fulfillment to come in, we would, I believe that most of us at least, would do it. However, you don't do that, or you don't do it because you don't know what is exactly the transformation that is required. We know in the big picture, maybe, right? We know maybe some of us need to work on our ego in different levels, pride, judgment that we might have towards other people. Everything that will happen in the process will happen exactly in the unique way to provide you, to give you the platform to change. Do you take it or do you resist it? Are you holding on to the way that you want it to happen? Unfortunately, this will be one of the main reasons for the delay between desire and fulfillment. Or are you willing to let go of your own way and allow the process, allow the Creator, allow the universe to show you, to guide you, to teach you what is it that you really need to do the right way, the quickest way, the best way to allow this energy to come in. And in the process, one of the most important things that you need to pay attention is the opportunities to let go of your ways in order to learn, to allow the universe to teach you the new ways. Letting go of your way in order to be able to embrace new ways. If you drive your car and your desire is to get to a certain destination in a certain time, and you use the navigation system, but in one moment you didn't pay attention and just continued straight instead of making a turn, if you will continue to drive for the next 50 years in this direction, you'll never find yourself in the destination that you desired. The navigation system never gives up on you, right? It will keep reminding you. You need to make a turn. You need to make a turn. Turn to the right, the left. Try to re-navigate you into the path that will lead you into the destination. And this is what the process does. Anything that feels as if doesn't work for you, it works perfectly for you because maybe you're heading in the wrong direction. So you need to pause, you need to ask questions, you need to let go, to be willing to let go of your own ways, to be able to clarify something inside of yourself, to receive the guide that the universe tries to give you, to make the journey towards the fulfillment that is already there for you quicker and more pleasant. So I hope it was clear. It's going to be on the channel, so you can watch it again if you feel that you need just the reminder. Thank you for joining, and I'll try to use the live stream more often throughout the week to share with you again 10 minutes, 15 minutes, sometimes 5 minutes of powerful and spiritual Kabbalistic ideas that I believe that we all can use them. Very practical and very powerful. Thank you very much for joining, and I will see you in the next streaming.